reading from the Acts of the Apostles. Just before daybreak, Paul urged them all to have something to eat. For 14 days, he said, you have been in suspense, going hungry and eating nothing. I urge you to have something to eat. Your safety, your very lives depend on it. Not a hair of any of your heads will be lost. With these words, he took some bread, gave thanks to God in view of them all, broke it, and began to eat. They all plucked up courage and took something to eat themselves. We were in all 276 souls on board that ship. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Interestingly enough, one of my favorite pictures that I have carried with me for 40 years was from a friend who was on a board when we decided to merge two schools. She found this darling etching of Brendan's voyage and said, look, he was in just a bark canoe and made it to the New World. We can make it to a new school. To understand Paul's even worse condition, we've got to remember that before this reading, he had appealed to Caesar to bear judgment for him. He's on his way to Rome. He's warned them, don't go this route, but they go anyway. He has to tell the centurion on the ship, look, the crew is abandoning ship. They're hopping in the lifeboats. And in fact, they even have to cut away the lifeboat in order to keep the crew on the ship. At the end of this journey, of course, they shipwreck on Malta, where the very determined Roman centurions decide they should kill their captives before they try to swim to shore or go to safety. So Paul is trapped on this boat with prisoners, with people who don't want to do their jobs, and with people who want to do their jobs, oh, ever so well. And in a rather obscure Eucharistic passage, Paul calls to mind the bread of life. He says, your safety, your very lives depend on it. In this frail boat that we sail, our very lives depend on Eucharist, on the ability of two wildly variant groups and crazy people to sit and to eat and to come to a new shore in safety. This is the promise of the bread of life. Paul knew it, and so do we.